Every once in a while, there is an SAT question that by itself, if it were the only thing on the test, I think would be a good predictor of people's scores. So there's a couple ways to solve this one. I'm going to show you the best way. And if you do it my way, I think that that is a sign that if you think about things in a way that could get you 750 plus on your SAT math. If you do it the other way, I think it's going to be very hard to get to 750. I think that your brain does not see math in a way that is really capable of getting those top scores. So let's see. What some of you are going to do, this is the bad way, but it still will work. It still will work. Is you realize I've got a square, right? And we have this thing. And so what is the area of the square? Well, I know the area of a square is going to be the side of the square squared, right? That's pretty basic. So you're going to say, I got to get this, right? So I want to get, like, let's say AD, right? I got to get that. And that's part of a right triangle, right? So it's a right triangle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's a 5 by 5. So you're going to kind of pull this out and say, I've got a right triangle. It's a 5 and 5. Now, here's where the 650 level student's going to go. They're going to do Pythagorean theorem right there. 5 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared, right? 5 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. The 700 level student is going to say, I don't need to do Pythagorean theorem. This is a special right triangle, so it's got to be 45, 45 here. So this is the 5 root 2. And so area of the square is 5 root 2 squared, which you could do in your calculator as long as you put those decimals around, the parentheses around it. But actually, you can just see 5 squared is 25, root 2 squared is 2, so 50 is the answer. Now, to be clear, that is not the 750 level way of doing this. The 750 level is going to say, so here's the galaxy brain way of doing it, is going to say, this isn't a square, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. And a triangle's area is 1/2 base times height, and the best triangle to find the area of is a right triangle where I know the legs. We have them, right? It's the same triangle as drew on the left. It's a 5 unit on each side. So area is 1/2 5 times 5. So you can do it a whole bunch of different ways. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 divided by 2, you can just leave it as that. Or that's 12.5 if you're using your calculator. Okay, well that's one triangle, and there's 4 of them. Times 4 is 50. Now look, is that much faster than getting it the other ways? I don't know, but that's not really what I think of when I say that there's like the 600 level way of getting it by doing Pythagorean theorem, or the 650 level way, 600, 650. Then there's the 700 level way, which is the special right triangles, the 45, 45. And then there's that 750 way. And the 750 way is about seeing the smoothest path to the answer. Recognizing that finding the length of that hypotenuse, that side of the square, is kind of a pain in the ass. And it's risky, right? I mean, we can do it, but it's not the easiest thing in the world. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to just find the least mathematically difficult way of getting something that's kind of annoying, right? This square is annoying because it's tilted, right? And so recognizing very quickly that it's really not a square, it's 4 triangles, or we can think of it as 4 triangles. That connection, if you can make that really fast, that's going to save you on all sorts of questions, not just geometry questions, is you're going to be able to see maybe like 2 or 3 paths at once and be able to choose the one that is the least annoying, the least risky, the fastest, whatever it may be. All of those things are really, you need to be considering that in order to get a 750 plus. Because I believe that plenty of people who get a 650 in math, a 700 in math, could get an 800 in math if they had infinite time. We do not have infinite time on the SAT. So you have to optimize. And some people are much better at that than others. So you can practice that. You can force yourself to think about what are the paths that I see? Which path is the best path? That decision making has to be really, really fast. But I think a lot of people who get stuck at a 700, get stuck at a 650, even lower, their problem is that they never really even think that there might be multiple paths and that they have to choose the best one. They see whatever they see and they just go through it. And for many of you, that's fine because, you just want to get as many points as possible. 800 is a nice goal, but it's not realistic for a lot of people. And so you don't need to optimize. You can just say, I want to get as many points as I can get. And if whatever I see first tends to work, I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to worry about looking for a shortcut because the time it takes to look for a shortcut might make it not a shortcut anymore. But that's what I mean. That 750 brain doesn't have to think about what the best shortcut is. It just sees it. So hopefully, even if you ended up not choosing that path, you kind of saw what I saw, that there's multiple ways of looking at this picture and multiple shapes that you can use, and that there is kind of a path that's really nice and very minimally mathematical. And that's generally the best path on the SAT. Little math as possible is usually what you want to do.